SLT එක ස්පීඩ් අප් වෙන්න සුපර් ඩීල්ස් අත්විඳින්න. SLT ස්පීඩ් අප් සුපර් ඩීල්ස් සැප්තැම්බර් 30 දක්වා පමණයි.
Tonight, sticking to the schedule, first regional flight from Palali International Airport takes off to India on October 16th.
And India is assisting in this development work, and it is hoped that there will be a closer cooperation.
Crucial talks postponed. Discussions between Prime Minister Wickremesinghe and Minister Sajith Premadasa postponed, delaying decision on UMP presidential contender. How to fast-track development. SLPP presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa convinced a credible decision-making mechanism will do the job.
I'm convinced that investment and development can be fast-tracked if a credible and firm decision-making machinery is established within a transparent governance framework.
A history-making US Open final. Teenager Bianca Andreescu becomes first ever Canadian to win a Grand Slam singles title, while Serena's quest for a record equaling 24th Grand Slam ends in disappointment. All this and much more coming up on First at 9 this Sunday, the 8th of September 2019.
මුහුණ සති කීපයකට කලින් ෆෑර් ඇන්ඩ් ලව්ලි මෙන් ගෑවට පස්සේ මාක්ස් අඩු වෙලා ෆෑනස් වැඩි වෙලා.
මාක්ස් අඩු කරලා ඔයාගේ ෆෑනස් ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එක වැඩි කරගන්න. ෆෑර් ඇන්ඩ් ලව්ලි මෙන් ඇන්ටි මාක්ස් ක්‍රීම්.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
A very good evening to you and welcome to First at 9, AdaDerana 24, Sri Lanka's news channel. I'm Katrina Chang. On your top story tonight, Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Arjun Rantunga says that the Palali International Airport will begin operations from the 16th of October with the commencement of flights from Jaffna to India. Meanwhile, the first phase of the renovation work ends on the 10th of next month. Speaking to First at 9, advisor to the Minister of National Policy and Economic Affairs, Sudarshana Gunawardena said that the development project being carried out with Indian assistance of 300 million rupees is expected to further strengthen ties between the two countries. The Palali Airport in Jaffna, which is being renovated to the tune of 2.25 billion rupees, will be among one of 3 domestic airports that the government aims to transform into regional airports. The airport will provide flights to India and gradually expand air routes to other destinations. Renovated under 3 phases, the airport now has a runway of 2,300 meters with a width of 45 meters. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Arjun Rantunga recently engaged in an observation tour of the airport. Speaking to media, the minister said that the first phase of the Palali Airport development project will be completed by the 10th of October and regional flights from Jaffna to Indian destinations are expected to officially commence from 16th of October. He added that domestic companies will be given a high priority in providing flight services from Palali to India.
We just wanted to see how long it will take to finish the development. Our major concern was to try and see whether we can finish by mid-October. So the progress is quite good. I think they are on the schedule. What we are planning is to try and see whether we can take over all the development by the 10th of October, which we will try to start the air travel by the 15th or 16th.
During a progress review meeting at the Jaffna District Secretariat following the observation tour, the minister met with the Governor of Northern Province, Dr. Suren Raghavan, and relevant stakeholders.
Our major plan is to see what sort of business we will get in the first couple of months. Depending on that, we are looking at the phase 2 and phase 3. I personally feel this is something we as a government promise to the people in the north. And I'm sure that the politicians who represent people in the north have been requesting this for last so many years.
According to the Transport and Aviation Ministry, 2 Indian airline operators, Alliance Air and Indigo, were in talks to operate flights to and from Jaffna. Speaking to First at 9, advisor to the Minister of Policies and Economic Affairs, Sudarshana Gunawardena said that the airport will cater to flights to 4 destinations in India, which include Cochin, Mumbai and New Delhi.
And this will facilitate flights to 4 Indian cities. And we expect the citizens in the north and east will be beneficial by this move, and this will be a major development initiative for the northern and eastern regions. The government expects to create more jobs and especially provide these jobs for the people in the northern province. And India is assisting in this development work, and it is hoped that there will be a closer cooperation between Sri Lanka and India due to this newfound connectivity. On the 16th of October, it is expected that the President and the Prime Minister will jointly declare open the new Palali Regional Airport.
The geostrategic location of the airport in proximity to South Indian destinations is identified as a major strength of the airport, while the Indian sector, which accounts for approximately 1.2 million passenger departures from Sri Lanka to India, has seen an annual growth of 12% on average and is a market with immense market potential.
Winning your trust above all. We are HNB Assurance.
President Maithripala Sirisena says that the Mahaweli development project will continue to be the biggest of its kind in Sri Lanka. The head of state made this remark at an event held in Madagiriya this evening.
President Maithripala Sirisena declared open the Sri Lanka Mahaweli Authority's System D Resident Project Manager's Office this evening. The head of state also presided over the closing ceremony of the 31st Mahaweli Games at the Bisopura ground in Madagiriya.
මහවැලි සංවර්ධන ව්‍යාපාරය තව අවුරුදු මම දන්න විදිහට 25කටවත් ඉවර වෙන්නේ නැහැ ව්‍යාපෘතිවල වැඩ. ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන්ම ඉදිරි අවුරුදුවල තමයි විශාල ප්‍රතිඵල පෙන්눔 කරන්නේ. ඒ නිසා ඉදිරි අවුරුදුවලත් මහවැලි සංවර්ධන ව්‍යාපාරය මහවැලි ගඟ ගලන්නාසේ නොනැවතීම ඉදිරියට යන රටේ පුළුල්තම සංවර්ධන ව්‍යාපාරය.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has stated that discussions are ongoing over vesting more powers with the provincial councils as a measure to increase public participation in the development process. Speaking at the opening ceremony of the Enterprise Sri Lanka exhibition in Jaffna last evening, the Prime Minister noted that agreements have been reached regarding the devolution of power.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and Finance Minister Mangala Samaravira participated in the inauguration ceremony of the Enterprise Sri Lanka exhibition in Jaffna Fort last evening.
මේ අතුරුදහන් වෙච්ච අයටත් සර්ටිෆිකේට් ඔෆ් ඇබ්සන්ස් කියන ඒ වාර්තාව තියෙන සියලු දෙනාට රුපියල් 6000 බැගින් ගෙවීම අපි මහා භාණ්ඩාගාරයේ ඉතා ඉක්මනින් ආරම්භ කරනවා. ඒක උතුරේ යුද්ධෙන් අතුරුදහන් වූවන්ට විතරක් නෙමෙයි අත වශයෙන්ම යුද්ධයේ කාලේ හමුදාවේ කවුරුවත් අතුරුදහන් වුණා නම් ඒ අයටත් ඒ වගේම පසුගිය කාලවල වල දකුණේ වෙච්ච සිද්ධීන් වලදී අතුරුදහන් වූවන්ටත් අපි ලබා දෙන්නට තීන්දුව කරනවා.
පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ ඒ උවමනා බහුතරය නැති නිසා අලුත් ව්‍යවස්ථාවක් සම්මත කරන්නට අපි අපොහොසත් වුණා. ඒකේ වැදගත් කරුණු දෙකක් තියෙනවා. විධායක ජනාධිපතිකම අහෝසි කිරීමත් බලය බෙදා හැරීමත් විශේෂයෙන්ම උතුරේ ජනතාවට මේ සංවර්ධනයට සහභාගී වෙන්න තමන්ගේ එදිනෙදා පාලනය සඳහා පළාත් සභාවලට දෙන බලතල තවත් වැඩි කරන්න කියලා අපි සාකච්ඡා කරලා තියෙනවා. ව්‍යවස්ථාව අපිට සම්මත කරගන්න තව නොලැබුණත් බලය බෙදා හැරීම ගැන විශේෂයෙන්ම අපේ එකඟත්වය ඇති වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඊළඟ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ ඒ වරම ඉල්ලනවා ඒක ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නට.
Meanwhile, letters of appointment for 4,286 national diploma holders in the field of teaching were presented at Temple Trees this morning.
People all over Sri Lanka are gearing themselves for elections with both presidential and local government elections on the cards. Last week, the special gazette notification to commence Alpitiya Pradesha Sabha election on the 11th of October was issued. And with that, the Election Commission of Sri Lanka has already set the ball rolling. Today, it was announced that Senior Deputy Inspector General of Police Jagat Abe Gunawardena has been appointed DIG in charge of election affairs. Senior Deputy Inspector General of Police Jagat Abe Sirigunawardana's appointment as DIG in charge of election affairs comes with immediate effect with the approval of the National Police Commission. DIG Abe Sirigunawardana takes over election duties from the Acting Inspector General of Police C.D. Vikramaratne. Meanwhile, the Election Commission of Sri Lanka announced that 5 leading political parties, namely the UPFA, UMP, JVP, SLPP and the Democratic United National Front will be contesting the election for the Alpitiya Pradesha Sabha. 31 representatives from each party had sought candidacy for the election. However, only 28 members will be elected for the Pradesh Sabha. The Election Commission says that voting will take place across 47 election centres and that 53,384 voters will be eligible to cast their votes. Director General of Elections Saman Sri Ratnayaka told First at 9 that the total cost of the election will amount to 15 million rupees. Presidential hopeful of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapaksa today focused on areas beyond national security, which will fast-track the country's development process. Addressing the annual convention of the Viatmaga organization, presidential candidate Rajapaksa emphasized the importance of establishing a credible and firm decision-making mechanisms to achieve targets.
The annual convention of the Viatmaga organization was held in Colombo today under the patronage of SLPP presidential hopeful Gotabaya Rajapaksa and opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa. Dozens of intellectuals, professionals and businessmen representing the organization participated in the convention.
If we look at the Asian region, the population is close to 5 billion people. There is a large middle class in this region with high purchasing power. We should look at these Asian markets and find opportunities there without always relying upon our traditional markets. Foreign direct investment across Asia is creating hundreds of thousands of jobs annually. This has attracted the global private equity industry to Asia, which has already surpassed Europe as the world's second highest private equity destination after the United States. Foreign direct investment should be encouraged strategically. We must safeguard our sovereignty, local entrepreneurs and businesses. We need an FDI policy that will attract investments which can transfer technologies and knowledge and increase our productivity. We need the support of domestic and foreign investors to accelerate the nation's economic development. For this, we need to demonstrate that we have an independent judiciary and efficient legal system. We should also have properly functioning dispute resolution mechanism such as arbitration. The role of professionals, civil servants and technocrats in managing foreign relations, national security, law and order, state enterprises and government services will be explicitly recognized and strengthened. I am convinced that investment and development can be fast-tracked if a credible and firm decision-making machinery is established within a transparent governance framework. I love my country. I am proud of my country. Let us work together to create a prosperous country for our future generations.
The third national convention of the National Freedom Front was held in Colombo today, where a pledge was made to support presidential hopeful Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
The third national convention of the National Freedom Front was held in Colombo today. The convention commenced with the participation of the leader of the opposition Mahinda Rajapaksa and the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna presidential hopeful Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The event saw the participation of the leader of JNP MP Vimal Weerawansa, JNP members and representatives of political parties supporting the SLPP.
මේ තියෙන්නේ ත්‍රස්තවාදයට වැඩෙන්න ඉඩ දීපු ආණ්ඩුවක් මං අහගෙනයි අනිත් පැත්තේ එක්කෙනෙක් කියනවා මම පාන්දර 4ට ඇහැරලා රෑ 12 වෙනකන් වැඩ කරනවලු. පාන්දර 4ට ඇහැරිලා රෑ 12 නෙවෙයි පැය 24ම ඇහැරලා හිටියත් වැඩක් නෑ මොලේ නැත්තම්. මොලේ තියෙන නායකයෙක් අද මේ රටට ඕනේ. වැඩ කරලා පෙන්නපු නායකයෙක් අපට ඕනේ.
ආණ්ඩුව ආපු දවස්ලා මහ බැංකුව මංකොල්ල කන්න මාස 2ක් ගියේ නෑ. හැබැයි අපි පැහැදිලිව කියනවා ඒ බැංකු හොරු ටික අපි අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අධිකරණයේ ඉදිරියට ගේනවා කියලා.
Now, a one-on-one discussion scheduled to be held between presidential candidate hopeful Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and Deputy Leader Sajith Premadasa was postponed today. The direct talks were suggested by party seniors at a meeting with the Prime Minister last Friday in order to arrive at a solution to the current candidacy stalemate and prevent the fracturing of the party faithful. According to UNP spokesperson, the meeting has been rescheduled for Tuesday, the 10th of this month.
Gathering last Friday, UNP party seniors came to a decision that direct discussions between Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and party's deputy leader Sajid Premadasa should be held in order to arrive at a consensus regarding the party's presidential candidacy without splitting the party. At the meeting, several party seniors mooted the Prime Minister as the presidential candidate, a development that complicates Minister Premadasa's self-proclamation as the party's presidential hopeful. According to reports, the meeting between the Prime Minister and Minister Sajid Premadasa, which was scheduled for today, however, has been postponed due to conflicts regarding Minister Premadasa's prior commitments. The meeting, however, is scheduled to be held on Tuesday, the 10th of this month, and a final decision on the party's presidential contender will be arrived at. Meanwhile, several members of the UNP weighed in regarding the presidential candidacy of the party.
මම විශ්වාස කරනවා අපේ පක්ෂයේ පේක්ෂත්වය පිළිබඳව බොහොම සමගියෙන් නායකතුමාගේ උපදෙස් මත ප්‍රශ්න විසඳ ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා.
අගමැතිතුමා සහ සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මහතා අතර සාකච්ඡාවක් තියෙනවා. ඒ සාකච්ඡාවද අවසාන සාකච්ඡාව.
අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන එක දැන් අවසාන සාකච්ඡා ගොඩක් දුන්නා අගමැතිතුමාට. ඉතින් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මේක අවසාන සාකච්ඡාව බවට පත් කරයි කියලා.
අපි සාකච්ඡාවලදී අපි කියන්න ඕනවා කියලා තියෙන්නේ මේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී අයිතියට තැන දෙන්න ඕන සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මහත්මයා අපේක්ෂක විදිහට ඉදිරිපත් කරනවා.
අපි කවුරුත් නම් මේව කළා නෑ. රානිල් කාරු සරත් ෆොන්සේකා සජිත් ඔක්කොම ගණනාවක් ඉන්නවා හරි වෙලාවට ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න.
රනිල් මහත්මයා තමන් කැමැත්ත බල කරලා තියෙනවා කියලා අපිට ආරංචි වුණා. සජිත් මහත්මයා තමන්ගේ කැමැත්ත බල කරලා තියෙනවා. කරු ජයශ්‍රී මහත්මයාත් මුළු සජාතිය පක්ෂෙම එකතු වෙලා ඉල්ලීමක් කරා නම් මම ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්නම් කියලා කිව්වා. මේකේ තියෙන වැරද්ද මොකද? ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී ලක්ෂණය මේක. තුන්ගොල්ල මේකට ඉඳගෙන ඉන්න කලා අපිට කියයි. එච්චරයි. ඒ පැත්තේ එමෙ නෑනේ. ඒ පැත්තේ එක පවුලක් තියෙන්නේ. සංවාදයක් නෑ. සාකච්ඡාවක් නෑ. ලොකු මහත්මයා වල කිව්වා පොඩි මහත්මයා ඒක පිළිගත්ත එච්චරයි.
Former cricketer Muthaiya Muralidharan stresses the need for an exemplary leader who can ensure the security of the country and its citizens. Muralidharan was addressing the Vietmaga Convention of Professionals titled Role of Youth in Fast-Tracking Sri Lanka to a Disciplined and Developed Democracy today.
Leader means you have to set with examples. Then only people will believe. See, if Arjuna in cricket field, anything he says, I will do it. He is there to safeguard me. I need a person in this country also similar leader. I heard people are saying, I will die for the country. No, why you want to die? You have to rule the country. The greatest day I thought is 2009 in my life. I thought in this country, we can go without fear. Again, we got it really recently, another fear. So, most important this election, who is going to give protection to the people of this country? So that kind of a leader only, I need it. I would say, who has done something to the country? Look at that and choose your leader.
The long-awaited date for President Maithripala Sirisena to meet with the Parliamentary Select Committee members probing the Easter Sunday attacks has been set for the 20th of September. Speaking to First at 9, Chairman of the committee, Deputy Speaker Ananda Kumarasiri said that the head of state had agreed to appear before the committee on the 20th of September and had informed the committee of his decision in writing. The meeting is set to take place at 10 a.m. on the agreed date and at the Presidential Secretariat. This latest development comes as the committee's final report on the findings and recommendations is scheduled to be presented to the Parliament before the 30th of this month. We will now go into short commercial breaks, so make sure to stay tuned for more news right after that. Now, 17 people were injured when 2 elephants went on a rampage at the 119th annual Kotte Rajamahawihara Randoli Perahera last night. Among the injured were 12 women. According to police, the victims are currently receiving treatment at the Kalubowila Teaching Hospital, Sri Jawadanapura Hospital and the Colombo National Hospital. The incident occurred just a few minutes after the procession began at the auspicious time of 9:03 p.m. when an elephant in the procession became agitated, causing panic among the devotees lining the road and performers as well. Now, market analysts expect sluggish market activity at the Colombo bourse over the course of next week, coupled with weak investor sentiment. At the end of trading on Friday, the All-Share Price Index and the S&P SL 20 lost 1.55% and 3.12% respectively. We have Achyutan Srirangan from First Capital Holdings with market expectations.
We expect the bond yield to be volatile during the coming weeks, with the selling pressure in the foreign side to be continued amidst low level of local buying. And the stock market to be weak in the upcoming week, as well in the market correction with the weak investor sentiment. The turnover levels are likely to be slow decline as the most investors are waiting for a bargain hunting. And we expect the foreign selling in the stock market to be continued in the amid global weak outlook.
Now, China's exports to countries along the Belt and Road reached 5.83 trillion yuan or $820 billion in the first 8 months, up 9.9% year on year. Since the beginning of this year, China's foreign trade enterprise effectively consolidated their traditional markets and actively explored emerging markets. Imports and exports, especially with countries along the Belt and Road, saw rapid growth, with China engaging in trade ties with more than 200 countries and regions. We will join you with international news right after this commercial break. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson faced further pressure yesterday as opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn said that a general election will only be called if the no-deal Brexit law is implemented. Johnson is insistent that the only solution to the Brexit deadlock is a new election, which he wants to take place on October 15th, allowing him to win a new mandate with just 2 weeks left to leave on time. An opposition bill which would force Johnson to ask the EU for an extension to Britain's departure to avoid a no-deal exit was approved by the House of Lords on Friday after being defeated in Parliament last week. The loss was followed by the ousting of 21 Conservative lawmakers who failed to vote with Johnson's government. In a further blow to the party ranks, Britain's Work and Pensions Secretary Amber Rudd resigned from the government and ruling Conservative Party in solidarity yesterday, calling the lawmakers' expulsion an assault on decency and democracy. Thousands of mourners, including cricketers and government officials, yesterday attended the funeral of Pakistan leg spin great Abdul Qadir, who died at the age of 63 a day earlier. Pakistan media reported that he died of cardiac arrest. Qadir revived the art of leg spin bowling after debuting in 1977 in Lahore and went on to play 67 tests and 104 one-day internationals, claiming a total of 368 wickets. Qadir was an influential figure in Pakistan's most successful teams in the 1980s and later mentor to the next generation of leg spinners, including Australia's Shane Warne and Pakistan's Mushtaq Ahmed. And with that, we conclude this edition of First at 9. Thank you for joining us and have a pleasant evening.